VTubers and how we men are being treated in here. The sad reality of male VTubing by Ciffrein, I think is how it's pronounced. We'll just jump in. Well, the sad reality is we get no play. We are cooked. Because we're men. And we're all constantly under the generalization of being preds when we aren't.
So recently I have seen a lot of discussions on male VTubers that go kind of like this.
A lot of male VTubers get to where they are and they tend to take advantage of it in a not so nice way. They tend to be weird. And I'm saying this like from experience. Not every male VTuber, but a lot of them, unfortunately. Male VTubers, I don't know, they're perverts. And women are that as well. Right? It's just they're not as often, like, sex pesty and stuff. I don't even think most men are that. It's just a lot of male VTubers.
Let's have a kind of serious talk about it. We'll dive into some statistics and try to make an...
I have to say, though, you don't notice it as much for women because there's a double standard. There is an inherent double standard in VTubing. When a woman is creepy and weird, it gets brushed off. When a man is creepy and weird, it's totally fine. Here's two categories. I want to bring up two people. Elfin Psyop, who is weird and creepy. Nobody bat an eye. And Gunpei, being able to return and continue. Was also incredibly weird. When a woman does it, it's cute and quirky. Maybe even hot. When a guy does it, get away, you freak. That is the problem that we have. The amount of women that have been acting weird towards me and the amount of women that I have seen that act weird in Discords and the amount of women that my girlfriend has seen that act weird, I don't think... It's probably 50-50. It's probably worse than 50-50 because there's more women. Okay, are you a sex pest? Are you a sex pest? No, I am not. I am not. The guy that waits until marriage cannot be. And actually is kind of scared for physical contact. Thank my sister for that. Yay.
Biased view on all of this. But first things first. Nowadays, you may find a lot of people talking that
why is Asmongold's room the background for this?
Majority of male VTubers are fucking disgusting, and yeah, given the circumstances of well-known Aster from Niji Sanji and tweets about other extremely bad things that have happened during the recent time, thus earning not very good reputation for male VTubers, and I mean like really not very good reputation, to the actual point where female VTubers would make public statements that they are not comfortable collaborating and talking with any male VTubers, and I'm sure
trust me, I'm not comfortable with being alone with women either. I'm not mad. I'm not scared to say it. I'm not comfortable with chatting with women that I don't know. I'm not comfortable with interacting in private, of course, not in stream chat. That's a different situation. I don't want to collab with women. I don't want to be alone with women because it does scare me. Because that chick can just say something straight up and I'm cooked.
Many female VTubers think the same, but they are just not openly expressing it. And that's like totally up to them. And completely understandable. It is their right. Nobody's gonna force anybody. From one perspective, they do it out of necessity, to protect themselves. It is the reality, let's be honest. Like, it is more prevalent among men to do weird and disgusting stuff. And as for women, they may say some shit but not really act upon it. Well, usually. But from other perspective, it is not doing a very good job at positively elevating male VTubers' reputation. And considering there's already a fucking Berlin Wall between male and female VTubers, thus far, separation is insane.
Mizu! Where's Mizu Tamari? Or you guys have no idea how many collabs I've been turned down on because I'm male. Some femme VTubers won't even publicly interact with me because of it. That's why I've decided to do most of my shit alone. I decide most of the only times I interact with women is the conservative ladies in this space. I don't interact with anybody else. Like the Christian VTubers, that's the way to go.
And it's not gonna get better. And also, like, any sexual topics are like prohibited from male VTubers. Like, you have to be really careful with words, because most likely you will be interpreted negatively. Like, can you see a male VTuber typing something like this? Anyways.
No. No. No, hopefully not. Wait, who is the VTuber that did this? Who is the woman that did this? But true, that's a double standard, right? That's a double standard, but who's the woman that did this?
Also, expressing sympathy towards any female colleague, even in a non-sexual way, don't risk it. Overall, it's an unfortunate situation. It's really sad that
only male VTubers are ugly IRL. I find that very interesting, because there's a lot of female VTubers that IRL that shit on people's looks, but they IRL. The same women that say that, by the way, the same women, probably a woman, right? The same women that say this shit, by the way, look like fry tangs. Just saying. Seem worse when men are predatory because they're more of a physical threat, even if both act on it. Women can be threats as well, of course, but it's just easier for men. Yeah, obviously, makes sense. I just don't like the generalization. Why am I being generalized if it's the actions of individuals?
It's really sad that it has gotten to such...
It's not only that, right? There's also another... It's not just the sexual part, right? There's another part of the space. It's not just the sexual part, right? There's another thing that is prevalent in VTubing, and that is baiting male VTubers into thinking that you support them. There's like plenty of tweets, engagement farming, where like support all male VTubers in caps just for a bunch of male VTubers to respond, so the OP does not respond at all and anything. It's just to farm engagement, that's it. I bet you're all clap IRL, that's why you hide your faces. Did you hide your face behind an avatar anyways, to begin with? You hide your face behind a Korean man. At least that's what it looks like. Interesting. Interesting. Well, you can't hide your face anymore. Because the UK doesn't want it.
Such point that if you're a male VTuber, chances are you're gonna get automatically kind of distributed into the category of a potential sex pest because of the...
Ha! I don't have that problem. I get put into the category of bigot, racist, Nazi. I did get the pedophile ones because I'm a VTuber. What else? Transphobe. I got these categories. I've never received the sex pest, but that's also because I don't interact with anybody that I should not be interacting with.
Wrongdoings of some mentally ill motherfuckers. And you will have to prove yourself to be otherwise. But that's on us, I guess. And there is another certain reason why don't you see many big male VTubers rising and staying on top for more than like 1 to 2.
Numbers. That's a simple reason. Numbers. I'd say like 80% is male, 20% is female viewer-wise. And that's being generous. That's being generous.
Years, there are literally only a couple of them right now, especially in the English VTubing scene. The reason is audience. The reason is you. Because ultimately, it is for viewer to decide whom he's gonna watch.
Are the viewers do all of the viewers have Down syndrome?
And let's have a look at statistics. For, you know, some clarity. So, female to male ratio of VTubers goes 80 to 20. Thus, 80
to 20. See, there we have it. Man, I'm actually quite good.
80% being female and 20% of VTubers being male. And what goes for the VTubing audience, it is literally the opposite. There is 20% of female viewers and there is 80% of male viewers. So you understand, yeah, that there is only roughly 20% of potentially available viewers, considering that not all female viewers gonna watch you.
I mean, I'm not particularly trying to attract female viewers. I highly doubt that women, like a big amount of women, would watch me aside from the based ones. There's not many based ones, so that's a rough. That's rough.
And some male viewers will, the percent is much lower in reality, so the point stands. However, there are more males on internet overall, so it makes sense for such distribution in audience, right? Well, VTubing is different. For instance, let's take YouTube. According to them, their percentage of global audience by gender for 2025 is 54% male to 46% female. And for Twitch, that is 60 to 70% for males and 30 to 40% for females. Kind of a striking difference, right? So there should be a reason, the key moment. Well, the key is the VTubing scene itself and its nature. And as it goes for every market, the VTubing is determined by demand. And needless to say, there's a huge demand among lonely men for cute anime girls with big titties.
True. I can't deny this. I can't deny this. Though I'd have to say as well that big titties are sometimes no longer enough. It has a ceiling. You grow faster, but it has a ceiling. And once you hit that ceiling, you gotta actually work. You gotta actually do something. There's plenty of anime titty streamers that do no longer grow. They're stuck like a stepsister in a dryer.
And silky smooth voice. Well, sometimes not that silky and with titties not that big, but it's that simple. No, I mean really, most people that as we know now are men, and most men, like women, and men search for VTubers, not in hopes to see guy playing or saying something smart, hell nah. They search for an interaction with an opposite sex.
Wait, what? Hold up.
Or saying something smart, hell nah. They search for an
VTuber girlfriend breaks down and begs you to stay after a fight. Accurate. Lore accurate.
Interaction with an opposite sex. They search to find compassion. They search to find something cute. They search for something in order not to feel so alone. They search for female attention. They search to find empathy. Well, some search just to gun. And for some, it's a combination of all things aforementioned. It's just the reality of this sphere. And I'm not saying that all female VTubers stole potential viewers. Fuck no. They're just providing the supply, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way. My main point is, there is no demand for male VTubers in VTubing. And there is a lot of supply of VTubers. VTubing scene is already overly saturated with...
It is saturated, yes. But it's also, I'm gonna say this, the high society of VTubing does not allow for new big VTubers. Straight up say it. I'll say it, there's incredibly gatekeepy up there. It is literally known by now that if you are not friends with certain big VTubers, or you don't know certain big VTubers, you will not make it. Apparently. That's what we get. Goonas make the world go round for real. Apparently. Half of the female VTubers have lolly models, yeah, anyway. And the other half are revealing outfits, which is arguably more sex-pesty than just being a male in the space. I can draw up a bigger, something bigger even. A lot of those VTubers, in quotation marks, are not VTubers. They're just failed OnlyFans girls that picked up VTubing. That's why I have the term VThot. The moment you have an OnlyFans or a Fansly, and the moment you have a past of that before becoming a VTuber, I know you're not here for the medium, you're not here for the craft. You're just here to farm some simp bucks. That's what it is. Which the moment they have a Fansly or OF or anything like that, they're already more sex pests. Straight up. I don't care.
Thousands of bright personalities. Every day there's a new VTuber, and there is basically no more demographic to hit. The popular male VTubers that are there on top already are completely enough, and sadly they're never to be as popular as female ones. Also important to note, there is no clear marketing strategy to grow for male VTubers. Using strategies of female VTubers is just not gonna work, because you're fucking
I'm not even trying to get VTuber fans. I'm not even trying to do that. What's the point? I can no but never convince somebody who likes one of those big girls, right? I could never convince somebody to watch me instead. That doesn't happen. Which is why I'm not trying to get in general, the VTuber audience. That doesn't work.
Different, and your target audience is completely different too. Brother, you just have to understand, no gunner will watch male VTuber. Well, some will, but... And no fucking agency is pushing male VTubing, because there are just more problems from it, and the ends do not justify the means. So, no audience, no demand, no corporate push and advertisement, lack of proven marketing strategies, and mainly the sickening behavior of some shitheads and repercussions of it combined creates a pretty shit climate.
Yes, pretty accurate. It's just a shitty climate for male VTubers, which is why I always say my male colleagues, do not try to capture a VTuber fan audience. Do not. It does not work. It could work if you either are a femboy, you use a female avatar and voice changer, you use only a female avatar, or you loot yourself and mark yourself, especially if you're market yourself as a gay male VTuber, that can work wonders. Sexualization works on both sides, though it is much more effective for women. You have to be some kind of predatory to have an OF because you need to promote it and rope people in. True. True. Feel big titties get more views. Does male chest get more? Yes, technically. Yes, technically. Yeah. A little more. You're the only VTuber I watch, to be honest. W. I'll take that as a privilege.
For male VTubing. That's why, if you're a male, you probably should not become a VTuber. Like,
We're too late. Brother, we're too late for that one. I'm way too late. This video is a year too late.
Telling you, you will have a higher chance of becoming popular just not being a VTuber. Because you'll be not restricted by certain peculiarities and certain complications of the general VTubing audience. Well, as for me, given all the circumstances above, I just do shit that I want.
Nah, normalize hating. Never mind.
That's it. And if you want, you should too. The only option for us is to try harder and smarter. Like, yeah, fans of female VTubers will make fun of you. So
it is, no, I would say it's, as a content creator, it's already easy as a woman. Just sell your ass cheeks online. Just sell your ass cheeks online. It works wonders. You get a bit of an audience as a VTuber. You post ass. W growth. You start an OnlyFans millionaire. Though you will be blocked by me. And you will likely block me as well.
What? Do better, make better content, or just give up. Like, hey boss, if you really want to become a VTuber, despite what I have said, fucking
cool. Cool. That is horrible advice. There is not much you can do.
Do it then. Like, whatever gender you are, let the world have a chance to experience you. Yeah, it's not gonna be easy, it's gonna be hard, and it's hard for fucking everyone in VTubing, but who knows, maybe you'll become the next VTubing star, although the chances are realistically quite fucking low, I'm not gonna lie.
The chances are low because there's also a lot of gatekeeping.
But if you are not gonna try, your chances will equal 0. So, do you want to become a VTuber bad enough and have a slight possibility to become someone you aspire to be? Or rather, do nothing and fade into obscurity? Depends on you.
Interesting perspective. Interesting perspective. Unfortunately, not actually looked deeper into it, sadly. However, yeah, the advice at the end was not that good. So here's an advice. If somebody you want to be successful VTuber, somebody tells you that numbers aren't everything, or numbers aren't important, not numbers aren't everything, but numbers aren't everything. They are trying to keep you small. Straight up. I'm saying it straight up. You should look at your numbers. You should what works and what doesn't work. You should. Do you have to sacrifice having fun for numbers? No, but you should look what actually works, right? Everyone else does it. Why don't you do it? They just try to keep you small. When somebody tells you to stay in your lane and do your own thing, punch them. Nobody's in your lane. There is no lane you could stay in. Again, it's just to keep you small. Because then you're not a threat in any way. This goes also for the girlies. Straight up. All these advices. Simple. Don't do what the VTuber community thinks you should do. There is no VTuber community. It's a space. We're not a big happy family. That's just not the case. I don't use the term VTuber community. It's a space. It's a medium. Very simple. And as a male VTuber, you have multiple options. You can be say-so and get absolutely demolished. You can be normal like me, which somewhat works. You could go the LootTuber male VTuber route, which it does work. Sometimes it depends. It would be easier if you were gay, though. Just saying. So maybe become gay. Or the femboy route. If you want to still have a male model, femboys, they do well. They do well. They do well. Unfortunately, they do well. But yeah, there's not much to do as a male VTuber. Just don't try to hunt a VTuber audience, because they already have their VTubers, and you can never convince them to watch anybody else watch you. That just doesn't work. We gotta work on something else. And unfortunately, there is no real support groups and anything for male VTubers. We are not as tightly knit as the girlies are. And the big boys that are big are not helping others, just like the women do. Yeah. We'll just have to see how this develops. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.